Taking the jet back to New York City. It's been good to be on the farm with the horses, get away from the big city, but now I gotta go do some business. Headed to New York, then Miami. And I'll tell you, I've been working on a brand new project. 2 years ago, I launched a social media marketing agency. I trained over 30,000 people in 90 countries how to use social media to get businesses to pay you to manage their Facebook ads, their YouTube presence, and get them more customers, and how to get them to pay you $1,000 to $10,000 a month. There's a new niche that I've identified, which is an e-commerce agency. It's different. And the reason I know this, the other day, I was talking to a friend, and he went to buy some beef jerky from a company, a small little farm somewhere in like Montana or something. And their website was horrible. He wanted to pay them, but he couldn't even figure out their website. Nothing worked on it. It was full of bugs. And so here's a unique business idea that you can take. You can steal this from me. I'm going to train a small test group, but anybody watching this video, feel free to do this. What you need to do is 4 steps. Step 1, find businesses, and I'll show you how to identify businesses that already sell something. A lot of you are trying to do e-commerce. The problem is you're trying to figure out what product to sell, and you're trying to manufacture. That takes more money. If you do drop shipping, you can do it. I teach how to do that in a separate program. But the thing is that it doesn't work for everybody. Depending on what you're trying to sell, it might take a lot of capital, it might take a lot of experience. With this, you go to existing businesses and you offer them a service. You say to them, hey, you already got the beef jerky, or you already got the clothing line, or you already have, a physical product. This is more, the social media marketing agency was like how to get dentists and doctors to pay you to bring them to customers, right? That was a service business. Now we're talking about companies. I'm going to show you how to build an agency. I call it an Ecomm Agency, right? And nobody in the world's ever taught this before. Those of you listening, this is a new trend that I've identified that will work for you. And so what I would do is, step 1, I'm going to teach you how to identify the type of businesses. This won't work for every business. You got to know that they have a physical product and their website sucks, okay? Secondarily, I'm going to teach you what to say to them. I'm going to give you an exact script. The beauty is you can call them, you can email them, and they're already online. So it's not hard to reach them. You don't have to cold call or you don't have to walk in like social media marketing agency. You got to walk into a restaurant and go, hey, can I do your Facebook ads for your pizza place? This place is easier. For those of you who are more shy, you get on the phone, you call them, or you email them. And they already know, most likely, that their website sucks. And for example, there's a company I know that in Riverside, California, they got a swimwear line. They've got amazing, swimwear, bikinis, but they don't have an online presence. And I was like, are you crazy? There's more sales to be done online than offline. They just rely on people walking in their store. Companies like that around the world are the perfect candidate for you to call them or email them. I'll give you the exact email to message them. And 1 out of 10 will write you back. Then step 3, you got to know how to do the work. So I'll train you in how to build them a Shopify store. Shopify is one of the easiest. Sometimes WordPress, sometimes ClickFunnels, depending on the product. But Shopify is great for physical product inventory. Then step number 4, I'll teach you how to get them customers. And here's the beauty of this. I'm going to show you how to charge them $1,000 to $10,000 a month. All you need, you can do this from home with a laptop, with a phone. This isn't some weird scam. This is a legit thing. There's over 1 billion web pages on the internet right now. More than that. That's an understatement from like 10 years ago. But let's just understate 1 billion. 1/10 of 1% of them know what they're doing. And they'll admit it. You don't have to be cocky and be like, yo, I know what I'm doing. Trust me, I'll train you. I'll train you, and I've got my business partners. I do e-commerce. We do $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 a day in e-commerce with physical products. So I'll teach you from my own experience. I'll teach you the laws of the jungle, the real one, the things that you won't learn in school, the things they're not teaching any business MBA. So click this link below or up here in the corners. I'm going to be opening up this Ecomm Agency test group. Now, you can just take what I told you and just run with it. Feel free. For those of you who want training, I've got a 1-month training program and a 4-month training program, okay? I'm going to open up this test group for the next 7 days, all right? Click the link below to jump in. Now, I think the most common question is, will it work? Maybe you think you're too old, too young, too inexperienced. You think you need a lot of money to start. You don't even need $500. You don't even need $1,000 to do this. I'll show you how to build a legitimate business. I saw a billboard the other day. Someone sent me. It said, how do you feel about your $100,000 degree that got you a $40,000 job? Lots of people who are paying a lot of money to get their college degree come out and they cannot find a business even remotely as good as this. You know why I like this business? Number one, I've proven the model, so I know it works. It's not like some hypothetical thing, so I can be confident training you in this. Number two, you can do it from anywhere. I love traveling, man. I haven't always been able to afford a jet. I was born to a single mom. You know, I don't know if you saw my video I posted the other day where I took the mom on the jet and I just looked at her and I said, Mom, you know, from single mom, you raising me, you ever think we'd be on a jet, a private jet? And she's like, no. And I'm like, me either. So I know that the rags to riches story is possible, and I believe most of it's going to be internet based. So the sooner you get trained on internet stuff, whether it's the social media marketing that I started teaching in 2016, or doing e-commerce for your own product, or doing a home sharing using Airbnb and the internet to rent out rooms and properties and make money. But this newest thing I love, because there are, oh, and I forgot to say one thing. I'm gonna train you how to bring businesses onto Amazon. And Amazon, look, Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world. Most e-commerce businesses, most stores, most clothing lines, most supplement businesses, people selling, like I said, beef jerky, this is a little simple one. People selling swimwear. Not only do they not know how to get their Shopify store up and do it right, because one thing to build a Shopify store, it's another thing to do it right. Not only do they not know how to do that, but they also don't know how to go on Amazon, which is the large, Amazon has hundreds of millions of credit card on file customers. It's a gold mine waiting. And when you come to a business, you walk into a business or you email them and you say, listen, I'm gonna do a free evaluation for you. The secret to getting a customer is I'm gonna teach you how to make a nice free evaluation, an audit. You send it to them, you say, this is what I can do for you, let me show you. You demonstrate. Now, once you show them, you basically say, I have a service, this is what I can do for free. I already evaluated your site. I showed you the 3 biggest weaknesses. I showed you, how your e-commerce, how your SKUs are wrong. I showed you how you don't have ads running to specific landing pages for each product. You don't have your Google ads up based around keywords. So you send them the audit, they see the value, you call them and you say, here's my service charge. I charge $1,000 a month for my basic services, $25,000 for my, I call them like bronze, gold, silver, gold level, silver level, and then gold you can either do 5 or 10,000 or 7,500. So you'll have 3 tiers depending on the service level. Now just do the math. You get one customer at $2,500 a month. That pays most mortgages. One customer that you can service part-time. You could still have your full-time job and do this. You could get your spouse to help you, you could hire an assistant, or you could do it all yourself. I'll teach you how to scale the businesses. I've taught over 30,000 people how to build a social media marketing agency. This is the next big thing. Mark my words. Whatever date you're watching this video, mark it down. Because 2 years from now, people are gonna be like, wow, 30,000 people were trained in e-commerce agency. No one has ever done this before. I've never heard of one. They may exist, but I've never heard of one, and if they're not being done at scale, get in early. The secret to making money is getting in early. I went from living in a mobile home with my mom as a teenager to a life that I didn't even know existed. I didn't even know people took private jets. Growing up, I have Lamborghinis. I got a couple Lamborghinis and all. I never saw a Lamborghini until I was like 25. So you would be surprised what will happen if you visualize something and feel the emotion before you have it. That's called faith. And then you do micro actions and you begin to train and you begin to learn, you begin to find people to teach you, and then you begin to do it on your own. That is the formula that everybody talks about. That's the problem in school. You just sit there and get lectured. Where's the micro actions? I love books, but a book isn't a micro action. A book is training and learning. You got to take the action. I'm going to show you how to get your first customer this month. Click the link below. You got less than 7 days. Get in this test group. This is a badass thing. This is the next big thing. I am telling you, e-commerce, if you don't believe me, it made Jeff Bezos the richest man in the world. If you go out and help 10 customers, that's all you need. Over the next 2 years, you get one customer this month, and then you get one customer every 4 months. In 4 cycles of getting customers, If each one pays you $2,500 a month on average, you're getting 10 grand a month on recurring passive. It's not fully passive, you're gonna have to work for it, but it's recurring. Recurring's the holy grail. All right, I'm starting to get cold. You snooze, you lose on this. I'm telling you, mark my words, if you think this is a scam, you don't understand what's going on in the world. If you think this is a scam, you haven't noticed the $1.2 trillion in college debt, and people aren't learning practical stuff like this. This is real, this is practical. You don't have to take my word for it. You can go to Amazon, has 300 million SKUs, 300 million plus items, physical products that people buy. I'm gonna teach you how to build an agency. You don't have to have money because you're gonna be helping people who already have a business. Some of these businesses have been in business for 20 years. They got $1 million budget. You walk in and you ask them for $1,000 a month, they're like, huh? That's nothing. In fact, some of you, number one mistake in my social media marketing program is people underselling. People going, oh, Ty, I got scared and I just said I'd do it for $300 a month. Hold the line, my friend. Know your worth and hold the line. 1,000 minimum. Anybody who tells you to charge 200 bucks, don't do $200 for a few months. That's the wrong customer. Find people who value what you do. Learn how to do it. I'll train you. We've got a 1 month training, and then we have a 4-month certification. That certification will give you a lot more training. So for those of you who are just like, I'm ready to go, just give me the 1 month training, click the link below. You'll see the option for that. For those of you who are like, Ty, I want to really be sure that I'm really well trained and certified. Now, it's not a college degree I'm giving you. I don't have a college degree, so I can't give you one. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't, because I don't have one and I was able to make it without it. Nothing against college, but college is great if you just want to expand your knowledge base, but it's not necessary to become an entrepreneur. Ask Bill Gates, ask Mark Zuckerberg. So anyway, they're calling me. I think I hear the radio going, Sam. So click the link below, get in, Ecommerce Agency. Let's get you your Ecomm Agency. Let's get you started, first customer, $1,000 a month, $2,500 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. It only takes a few customers. You know, in my social media marketing agency in 2016, the first day I released a video like this about my other program, social media marketing. First day a guy got in, Jaden. His name's Jaden Gross. He was 21 years old. He had not finished his college. He was, first couple years and then dropped out. Was living at home in Chicago with his dad. Never had a bank account of his own. Within the first 60 days, he made $28,000 with my last program. Now he's a millionaire. I think last year he did $6 million. He bought his house, 6,000 square foot house in Denver, Colorado. He said, Ty, I'm glad I got in early, man. And I can't promise you, I'm not saying you'll become a millionaire. Hell, not many people are going to become millionaires realistically in this world, but lots of people are going to build the life of their dreams. If you're willing to learn, listen to smart mentors, and catch new trends early. You don't have to be first, but you got to be early. It's early time. Get in. Welcome aboard, everybody. One more thing I want to say. I was reading this book, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, and it's all about using creativity, innovation to overcome adversity. He's from poverty in Africa, and he came and he revolutionized the world. The whole reason I'm launching this program is I basically decided I'm gonna train 1 million people. This is my goal. It's the 1 million person challenge. Can I train 1 million people in over 90 countries how to start their own business, part-time or full-time, so they can get out of the rat race? I'm at about, I gotta recheck, I'm at about 200,000, 250,000 people I've trained. So I'm a quarter of the way to the goal. And I had dinner, the richest guy I've ever had a long conversation with was Steve Ballmer. Elon Musk too, but Steve Ballmer I had dinner with. And he told me, I was just talking about how to scale a business, how to change your life, how to grow. He's worth 45 billion right now. Him and Bill Gates and Paul Allen started Microsoft, third biggest company in the world. And he told me, he said, it's creativity that'll change your life. If you're stuck, it's because you're not being creative enough. And so the reason I launched these programs like social media marketing, or now this e-commerce agency, or how to use Airbnb to do home sharing, to launch a home sharing business, is because there's not a lot of creativity in the world. We're using the same education system, the same university that my grandma's 100 years old. She was born, she's almost 101, 1918 she was born. The way we're training people for their career is exactly the same she was trained. Reading, writing, arithmetic, that's all fine, but in order, with a world now with 7 billion people, if you want to change your life, you're gonna have to be creative. And if you've been, when I was little, I remember like I was 8 years old and I was trying to think of business ideas and I couldn't come up with any because I wasn't that experienced. I'd never been trained. I'd never been mentored, and I would come up with, you know, a lemonade stand or something, but that doesn't make you stand out in the world. This guy came up with, you know, a whole way to build a sustainable energy company, wind-powered company. That's creative, that's innovative. And so one of the things in this program, the reason I'm excited to launch it is because this is creativity at its finest. Here's what creativity is. You identify a problem in your life and in other people's lives, right? It's like a, you know, Venn diagram. So your problem, maybe you're watching this, you don't like your job, maybe you're not making enough money, maybe you feel stuck, right? Bank account doesn't look good. I've been there before. I've been under that stress. Now, you can't just solve it. It's not creative just to think about yourself. You got to think about other people. So you look out there in the world and you go, how can I help other people? How can I serve other people? And if you do that, they will pay you for it. You know, that's the simplest economics. That's all you got to know about economics. Economics is a fancy word for how do people serve each other and get paid for it. That's it. You know, an economist would tell you something more complicated, like it's how you allocate scarce resources. But what's the most scarce resource? Your time, your energy, and for money for most people. That's the most scarce thing. So what I'm going to be training you, whether you get in the 1-month program or the 4-month full certification program with this e-commerce agency, I'm going to train you how to identify a problem in your life, which is your career, you don't like it or you're not making enough money, and match that with a problem that millions of people are having. There's approximately in the United States 20 to 25 million businesses, okay? From pizza store, you know, your local pizza store to big companies like Walmart, all right? And in the world, there's probably, who knows, nobody is able to guess, but let's say 50 million plus. So you have your problem. What's the problem for most of those $50 million businesses? Well, times have changed since the Amazon world has come into its full prime, full fruition in the last 4 or 5 years. That's how do you sell what you do, not only in your store, not only a physical version of it, but how do you sell it online and deliver it to them online? So I've been training people since 2017 how to come up with their own products to sell in an e-commerce store. But there's an even bigger opportunity, I believe, especially for those of you starting out, and that is to not try to start from scratch and manufacture a product yourself and put it online and sell it. Some of you can do that. Many of my trainees, people I've trained, have been very successful. Samir and Juan, they started listening to me at 2015. I started talking about this. They built their own e-commerce products. They were selling, they were drop shipping clothing, women's clothing actually, and their peak month the first year was $200,000. They made, I just got a message from them, they're now about 23. They made $1 million. You know, they're millionaires. And that, some people can do that, but I've found that is not enough. That's not enough. If I want to hit my goal of training 1 million people, I need to give you more options. This e-commerce agency is a new option. So I'm going to just lay it out one more time because some of you might be confused. Real life scenario, okay? You identify somebody in your area. Real life scenario, I know a company, if I was starting all over, this is what I would do. There's a company in California, Los Angeles. A friend of mine works at the store. They sell women's swimwear, bikinis, all this. They have a store. In the summer, their store is packed. Women come in, they try it on, they buy. But they don't have a website where you can buy the bikinis. And so customers tell their friends who live in Australia, who live in Montana, hey, I got this great bikini. And the friends aren't going to fly out to California to buy one $20 or $50 or $100 bikini. So they will go to their website, but their website's horrible. You can't even find anything. They don't know how to take credit card. They don't know how to build a page. They don't know how to manage the inventory. So I'm going to train you how to do that. You walk into any business, could be a local business that's selling a physical product, I want you to focus on physical products. By the way, the best way to get started is to focus on a small niche. This isn't even a small niche, but what I would teach you, if a customer like that, you'd go in, I'll tell you what to say to the owner. Hey, Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith, this is my skill set. I went to your website, I found these 4 things wrong. You do an evaluation, you give it to them free in a nice little folder. Here's what I found wrong. Or you just email them or call them, I'll give you a script. Secondly, after you've done that, for every about 5 to 10 businesses you give a presentation, one will be super, super interested. You call them back and you say, here's my services. I have 3 levels of service. The first one starts at $1,000 a month retainer. Second is $2,500. Third is $10,000 a month. Or you can do 5 or 7,000. 3 levels of prices. I'll tell you how to show them your services, what to offer, and I'll show you how to do it in such a persuasive way that you sign up a high percentage of these people. Then once you sign them up, what you're going to do is you're going to build them probably a Shopify store. That's the best, really easy way to get people selling physical products. Okay, digital products, you can use other things. You can use WordPress, you can use ClickFunnels, but Shopify is a great solution for this. There's a couple other e-commerce inventory management systems, but you can get them up on e-commerce, on Shopify for cheap. They'll pay for the subscription to Shopify. Then you're going to get them up on Amazon. Amazon's the big 800-pound gorilla in the e-commerce space. I'll show you how to get them on Amazon, how to boost their listing if they want to, how to get them placed correctly. If they have multiple products, how to get them all put on Amazon. Inventory management, how to use Amazon. Then we'll be training you also, of course, how to do Google ads, which are targeted around keywords, or Facebook ads, which are targeted around demographics. So you're not only going to get them online, you're going to show them, man, they're getting more customers because they're paying you $1 to 10 grand a month. You get 5 customers at 1,000, you're making 60 grand a year on recurring revenue. If a few of them you get to upgrade to 2,500 or 5,000, I've got people with 3 or 4 clients making a doctor's salary. It's insane. So we're starting to hit turbulence, but I wanted to just mention this. This makes sense. It's simple. Click the link below to get in. What I wanted to say, I guess what I'm trying to say is, try something new. If you don't like your life, one of my mentors, Joel Salatin, told me, if you don't like where you are financially, whatever way, try something new. Do anything. Even if it turns out to not be the perfect thing, creation of momentum is better than anything. Even if this isn't the business that you do for the rest of your life, having a track record of being able to build something, even small. I built my first business at 19. That gave me the skill to build future businesses that became much bigger. So this e-commerce agency, I'm going to teach you how to do it. All you need is a laptop and or a phone. By the way, I just posted a screenshot on my Snapchat, a lot of you saw, about a guy in India who, actually, I can't remember if it was a guy or a girl, but I get a lot of these testimonials, making $10,000, or no, sorry, not 10,000, the equivalent of 10,000 US. They're only making 4 grand a month in India, but that has the buying power of 10 grand a month. And how do they do it? E-commerce into the United States. So those of you who maybe don't live in a wealthy area or a wealthy country even, or even a wealthy continent, this is your way out. Like I was talking about that book, it's like the way out is through creativity. I'm gonna jumpstart you in this program. Whether you get in the 1-month program or the 4-month program, click the link below. You have less than 7 days to be the first person to be in this new test group. So who's gonna be, well, not first person, there's a few. By the time you see there's already people in it, but you don't have to be absolute first. Mark Zuckerberg wasn't the first to make a social network. It was like the 3rd or 4th, Friendster, MySpace, you know, were before him, but he got in early. This is your chance to get in early. When I taught the social media marketing program in 2016, those people who got in early reaped the benefits of being an early adopter. Be an early adopter. Click the link below. I'm headed out back to New York, so I'll see you guys. See those of you who get in the program, send me an email when you get your first customer. It makes my day every day I wake up and I get emails, or you can DM me on Instagram or tweet out to me with a success story. Send a picture of the check, cover up the, you know, confidential information of your customer, but just demonstrate. We have a private Facebook group option you can get into, so you're working with the whole group. To me, this is better than this is the best way I know for you to change your life financially. It's legit. Everybody knows e-commerce is legit. Amazon, I mean, made the richest man in the world on the top of the Forbes list. Amazon at one point, I think it's dipped a little bit, was $1 trillion company. This is an opportunity for you to be part of that wave without having to do your own e-commerce website for yourself, without having to do your own e-commerce product for yourself. Do it for other people to start. Joel Salatin also told me, you want to, make money, make other people money first, and then you'll learn how to do it, and you can apply it to yourself. This is a great business, full-time or part-time. All you need is a laptop, some creativity, which I'll help you with, some training, which we'll help you with, and you can be doing this from anywhere, seriously. So click the link. I'm excited to see you in the program. It might be in the corners below, depending on what platform you're on, or swipe up. Talk to you soon.